This is Chapter 7, Area, Surface Area, and Volume. And this is 7.1, Areas of Parallelograms. A parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides, and those parallel sides are on opposite sides of the quadrilateral. So a parallelogram has four sides, and its opposite sides are parallel. The area of a polygon is the amount of surface it covers. You can find the area of a parallelogram in much the same way as you can find the area of a rectangle. The area of a parallelogram is given with the formula area equals base times height. You could use length times width and multiply those to make area. So we are going to find the area of each of these parallelograms. So if I have this guy here, the height must be perpendicular to the base. This little square shows that it is perpendicular. It means that it is a right angle. So I start with my formula, area equals base times height, and then I take my information that I know. The base is 10 and the height is 12. So I have 10 times 12 to make 120 meters squared. The area has squared units. It has a little exponent here. So I get that because I have meters times meters, m times m, and anything multiplied by itself gets an exponent. And how many times is what the exponent is. So m times m is m squared. Now here's another one. If I have 4 feet and 6.5 feet in my height, notice it is not the slanty side, but it is the straight perpendicular to the bottom. So area is 4 times 6.5, and if I do 4 times 6.5, that is 26. Remember, you have to move your decimal once because I have one decimal here. So my answer is 26 feet squared. Here I have a parallelogram, and I would have area is base times height, which is 21 centimeters times 22 centimeters to make 462. So you would get the same one even if you did 22 on top and 21 on bottom. I have centimeters and centimeters, so it's centimeters squared. Now here, it's a little bit different. It's kind of sideways, but it's the same thing. Base times height. Base is 23, height is 15, and when you multiply those, you get 345 meters squared. Sometimes you might need to convert your units. Earlier in the year, I gave you a golden piece of paper that had a list of a ton of conversions on that. You should have kept it. You'll need to use that to convert your units when you don't know off the top of your head. So now we are going to find the area of a parallelogram in square inches. This parallelogram has 3 feet by 3.5 feet. So I know first I'm given feet, but I want square inches. So I'm going to find my area, and I use 3 feet and 3.5, so I get 10.5 feet squared. I need to change this answer into square inches. I know that 12 inches makes 1 foot. If I have a square foot, meaning it's 1 foot by 1 foot, that means it is 12 inches by 12 inches. To find the area of this, that's 12 times 12, which makes 144 inches squared in 1 foot squared. So I'm going to use this information to convert my 10.5 feet into inches. So I have 10.5 feet, and that's going to be multiplied by 144 inches squared over 1 foot squared. The unit I want needs to be on top. The unit I have, my current unit, goes in the denominator on the bottom. So when I multiply 10.5 by 144, you get 1,512. The feet cancel with feet. Multiplying the bottom is 1. So I don't have anything in the bottom of the fraction. So this is my answer. and it is in square inches, just like it said. Now we're going to draw a parallelogram with the area of 36. So I have to think, what two numbers multiplied together will equal 36? I know 6 by 6 makes 36, 12 and 3, 9 and 4, I could do 2 and 18, could do 1 and 36, there's a lot of different options. So you would draw a parallelogram. Got one more. The area of a parallelogram-shaped park is 88,000 square yards. What is the length of the cross path? So I have a picture here that shows the cross path, and it is perpendicular, as indicated with this little square. And the base, or the length, is 440 yards. So starting with my formula, I plug in the information I know. I have 88,000 square yards is my area, and 440 yards would be the base. And h here is going to be my cross path. So I'm looking for h. I need to get h by itself, so I'm going to divide each side by 440 yards. This will be 1 times h, which is h, and 88,000 divided by 440 will give 200. I have yard times yard divided by yard, so that leaves 1 yard left.